Hello, we're back for another episode again in a world that I feel very confused in. I've not seen any of the football highlights. You've seen the Formula One Grand Prix before I have. It's very early in the morning and I don't know what's going on in my life. So I'm going to sit and drink my coffee, have a few seconds to figure out what's going on.
The Grand Prix was on at a good time for me for once. Is it? Am I right in saying the Grand Prix is on in a Saturday in Las Vegas? Is that...
Yes, so it's Saturday. Right. It started at 8 p.m. Saturday night in Vegas. Which is all very confusing.
Which is why it's on for a good time for me. So you've just watched the race? Here.
I've just watched the race. It's literally ended 10 minutes ago.
Go on, then I'll let you take me through what you've just watched.
What I've just watched was very dull, I won't lie.
But is that not the theme of the Formula One this season a little bit? We're not, especially these tracks.
Lando's tried to send it into turn one, which I like the aggression. I'll give him that.
Yeah.
But you've made a complete hash of it. You've missed turn one.
Has he not tried to send it? When you try to send it into turn one, the idea is you're trying to overtake someone to get the lead. He's kind of sent it into turn one already in the lead, isn't he? He's kind of gone for the lunge down the inside of fresh air and hit fresh air.
I get why it's happened. He's covered off Max, so he's gone aggressively left, which is then meant he's kind of on such a steep angle into the corner. He's missed braking by probably 20 meters, and at that point he's got no hope. And at that point, the race is over. Max trots off into the distance.
I mean, I did put, when are we just going to accept that Vegas is not a racetrack? I mean, we had the drain problem again, didn't we? Was it yesterday?
Friday, I don't know.
Friday, whatever it was. I mean, they have so many problems with drains in Las Vegas. You would think they'd be quite good at it with the amount of rainfall they have. You would think, they'd have this on top. Yeah, so the drain problems. Is it really a racetrack, or is it just a money spinning?
It's just a moneymaker.
It's just, I just don't look at the track, the race, the weekend at any point and think, I'm looking forward to Vegas this weekend. It's just nothing for me at all.
It's a PR advert by Formula One because they host the event themselves, which is extremely unusual. F1 don't normally host the events; the track themselves host it. So it's just a PR publicity stunt by Formula One to get more into America, to crack it, to get more fans. I don't like the track. I don't like that we run it in the middle of the night and the track's minus 4 million degrees. They can't secure a drain cover.
Great time of the year to go there, neither do they? I mean, they kind of tend to pick the tracks based on a climate that suits racing as best they can. But as Vegas, I mean, have they cocked up with the Vegas timing of the year? Is it the wrong time of year?
Well, it is to me. You'd be better doing it sort of either early in the season, so April, May. It's before it gets too hot.
I mean, only Formula One could go to the desert and it rain, couldn't they?
And it'd be too cold.
I mean, you picked a track that's in the desert. Most people would say, oh, it's going to be too hot, it's too sandy, it's going to be too dry. No, it's too wet and it's too cold. I mean, how have they managed to pick the only probably 60 days a year where the desert's raining? I mean,
yeah, if you were to pick the characteristics of a desert, wet and cold are not the two you would ever pick.
No. It's just so like, yeah. If you had to explain to somebody why the race was postponed, rain and cold would not have been the two things that came to mind, would they? But
no, heat and sandstorm would have been my two usual picks on that sort of front.
Yeah, so Lando goes into turn one too deep. Let's Max pass. Let's George pass. We don't normally do this, do we? Because we don't normally get a race that's on before we.
No, because the race.
We normally review the race like a week after, and we can't even can remember fuck all about it other than who won. There's no incidents that we can ever remember. It's like, so it's quite nice to actually have a race we can review. So yeah, Lando goes deep into one. Max takes the lead. George goes second. Lando's third. Piastri ended up seventh, I think, or eighth.
Something like that.
Bad things. Liam Lawson tried to murder somebody by not slowing down at all for turn one. Was it him that didn't slow down? No, it was Bortoletto, sorry.
Bortoletto? Well, they both did it. Lawson kind of did half a go, and Bortoletto went, no, this is how you crash at turn one. You take out Lance Stroll completely.
as people will know, watch regularly, we don't make very many notes. My note on that was exactly how I used to take turn one on the Formula One game. You know where you don't want to brake first, because on Formula One games, that's where you make up most of your positions in that first corner, where everyone bunches up and you just drive around them. So I used to go in with the no damage setting on and just steam into turn one, skittle a few into park, and I'd be like 8th after turn one, starting at the back of the grid. And both Leto's gone for the same theory, I think. It's how many can I knock out by turn one? I mean, he hits him that hard. I take it is it Lance Stroll? I mean, the only fortunate thing is he knocks the only driver out that would have probably caused a red flag anyway. So it's saved as a red flag by Stroll not being in the race. But it's a very amateur mistake, isn't it? I mean, what point, if Stroll's not there, at what point is he going to stop?
When he hits Reno.
I'd have been in Texas, wouldn't it? I mean, it's literally at full tilt when he gets to the turn. And just fucking harpoons poor Stroll.
He's not had a great couple of weeks. I mean, he's crashed at 200 odd miles an hour in Brazil.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that one. That was
and it's like we've carried on that crash. It's as though he was still travelling at speed as he hit Vegas, and then we've continued to have the same accident.
I mean, to be fair to him, if I'd have had that crash in Brazil, you wouldn't have got me in the car this weekend. I'd have said, fuck that for a game. I'll retire, because that must have fucking hurt. I'd have been like, yeah, this is not the sport for me. I'm going to play cricket, because this is painful. So
cricket's also painful, but we'll come to that in a bit, I'm sure. Yeah, and then after that, the race just settles in. So Lewis Hamilton can't pass a Haas, and every time he tries to, he doesn't use his brakes and misses every corner. Piastri gets stuck behind Antonelli for a day on some of the oldest tyres you've ever seen, but apparently Kimi Antonelli can do that and then become the fastest man on the track with 2 laps to go on extremely old tyres. Don't understand that, but there we go.
Did you see the stewards on the track at turn 1, lap 2? Lap 1, lap 2?
Yeah, so we had, obviously there was the debris from Bortoletto being aggressive, for want of a better phrase.
Quite kind.
And so what's now going to happen is, as per Mexico, we're going to blame the drivers. Why not? We did in Mexico when Lawson came across a marshal. The Mexican authorities said, well, it's his own fault. I'm not quite sure how we got to that, but we did.
I mean, they do understand that if a Formula 1 car meets a marshal, blaming the driver won't save the marshal, don't they? It will just split him in half. If
we just look at it rationally, on a Formula 1 racetrack, of the 2, only one of them should be there. The man around in the high-vis jacket isn't the one.
Shouldn't be there. And the fact that there was like 10 of them running wildly from the track, it was like, when you're herding some sheep. It was, yeah. But I'm just going to have to go off on a little bit of a tangent. Well, it's not a tangent at all. It's exactly the subject we're going on. But I had something I was going to tell you about the sport in World when you came on, and it has just broke and been confirmed while we're recording. So both Piastri and Norris have been disqualified from the race.
What?
So about maybe an hour and a half ago, it broke that their plank had got excessive wear. A friend of mine told me, he put a message and put both McLaren DPD, and I was like, they're getting delivered somewhere, but it actually said DQD. So I dug into it. I don't have access to Sky anymore over here, and it turns out that they were tested for the plank wear, and literally this second, it's popped up yellow on the screen. Seismic news for the season, title race, and FIA confirms that both Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri have been disqualified from the Las Vegas Grand Prix. They have been penalised for excessive skid block wear. Post-race checks showed the measured thickness was less than 9 mil on both cars, which is the minimum thickness required. So that was what I was going to tell you, pending it being finalised. It has actually been finalised while I'm waiting to give you the news. So,
that so ruins my day. Max was going to be world champion.
Discuss. Well, this is where I straight away, first thing out, because we were discussing the fact that Lando was 30 points clear of Oscar. Oscar is totally off the rails, unable to finish a race anywhere near winning a title, and for me is finished now for the season. So the fight was between Lando and Max, which was no fight. I mean, Oscar needed to beat Lando by 5 points to keep it alive going into the next race, which to me wasn't going to happen. It was going to be all over. But the problem we've got now is Oscar is still Oscar and is totally lost his way. But Max has just won today, and nobody else scored points. I don't even know what that does to the the standings. I got
Well,
he's going to
I'm
pull him right in.
kind of still in shock, so I'm just trying to scramble my thoughts together. So, Lando now on 390 points, Oscar 366, Max 366. There's a 24-point gap between all three of them. McLaren
So
have
he's still
one saving
beating Lando
grace.
then. So
They have one saving grace. Qatar next week is expected to be a McLaren track with a sprint. He can still kind of end. Lando can now end it all next weekend. As long as he beats both of them, it's over.
yes, as long as he scores more points than Max. I mean, Oscar's dead in the water to me. I just don't see Oscar having a fight in him. So as long as he outscores Max realistically.
Yeah, but if he beats both of them, it's over. That's all he's got to do. If he beats both of them next weekend, it's over. But because I was kind of thinking coming onto this that yes, Max has won, but he's only gained 25, 87 points, which would have left him 42 behind. That's nigh on impossible. He'd have to gain 17 points next weekend.
As the result stood, Max was dead in the water, and Oscar didn't have enough in the tank to amount to fight back. For me, it was over because Lando just needs to basically finish second or third in the sprint than the two races. This has just thrown a total spanner in the works and really put Max. The problem is now we are one major problem away from Max leading the title going into the last race of the season, aren't we?
But in a way, this now means Max has to play it a little bit differently. He very much could have gone into the next two races, hell for leather. Didn't matter if he knocked you out the way because he's got nothing to lose. Now he has something to lose. Now he has to reevaluate what he does a little bit. He can't now afford just to knock Piastri off or himself or Norris, because if he then damages himself, he's putting himself out of it. So this changes the approach for everybody. Oscar still needs to figure out why he's there, what he's doing, what the
surely
point
Max is in a position now where if he is in front of Lando, the better to both not finish than Lando finish in front of him.
No.
Why?
Because he's taking away the points that he can't get.
But
so
Lando can't get them.
Well, no, but it doesn't matter because Lando doesn't
24 behind, there'll be 25 to win in the last race. If Lando beats him, it's all over. If Lando finishes 3 points in front of him, he can't catch him because he can't gain 27. But if he takes them out, he's still in it.
But if they're both out, they're not, because Lando can then be nowhere near him in the final race. He can sit ninth, and he wins.
Oh yeah, but what I'm saying is when it comes to that, last 10 laps to go, and Lando's about to overtake him. If Lando beats him, it's over. At least if they both crash, it's still a possibility. So he's still going to be Max, isn't he?
Yeah, it's
Mercedes got double podium.
This is crazy.
I thought you'd do it. Well, like I said, I didn't know it was going to be confirmed, and you'd seen the end of the race where there was low fuel, and I thought, I know where Rob's going to go with this. He's going to predict that he gets disqualified or for couldn't provide a fuel sample or something like that. And I thought, well, hopefully we get to talk about it before it drops. And literally, it's like I say, in the last 5 minutes, they've dropped the news. So what has just been a great weekend, really, for Lando, because no one caught him. He actually extended his lead in a strange way. It's really thrown a spanner in the works.
It really has. And I mean, if Max will be good in Qatar, whether the car will be good enough to be fully on board with McLaren remains to be seen. But F1 have kind of now got what they want. And I'm not saying it's not rigged in any way, but they've got what they've been hankering after all season. They now have a 3-way title fight with 2 races to go. As long as Max beats Lando next week, we have a title fight to the end.
They're hoping for a Lando 10th place or DNF, Max to win, Oscar second, and it's a 3-way fight going into the last race of the season, isn't it?
Yeah, and that's kind of what they've been hoping for, because it's not been the greatest F1 title fight in the world. It's all been a bit too pally-pally. It's been a bit too friendly. It's been a bit too nice. Yeah. They've now got the fireworks, which cynic in me says they've gone looking for McLaren to find something, but at the end of the day, McLaren have broke the rules, so they've got to be disqualified.
I'm fine with the punishment if the punishment.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Punishment. It's kind of a season that sort of stumbled to a close and now could be one of the biggest finishes possible, because the 2 cars are so close in performance now, aren't they, as well? So
Yeah.
it could stumble into the last week where, like I say, if Lando doesn't have a great weekend next. Is it a triple header now? Is that right?
It is, yeah. So we run all the way.
So thanks to McLaren getting disqualified, there's a potential that the final race is ran while I'm on an airplane and able to watch it. So that's kind of them. I might
No,
not
that
even
can't
know.
be.
Yeah. I think the final race is
The 7th.
Yeah, I fly on that day back to the
Ah.
UK, unfortunately. But I think the race is tea time for me, something like that, maybe.
10 o'clock at night for you.
Oh, 10 o'clock. Yeah, so I'll be 7 hours into a flight that's 11 hours long. I'm hoping to have Wi-Fi. The plane says it has Starlink, so I'm hoping to watch it. But thanks to McLaren being idiots, this could all end. I may not know what's happened. Oh yeah.
I mean, and also you'll be going down. It's really bad when you're on an airplane. You'll be landing somewhere for a change of plane. That's the worst.
The fact that you almost seemed happy about that as well was a problem.
You'll be changing planes, so the chances are, even if you don't get a seat on the plane, you might not get a seat while rushing through an airport with your wife and 2 children, and probably far too much luggage.
Oh yeah, if I can't watch it on that thing, I won't watch it while I wake up sometime Monday night.
Which you'll not even know what country you're in, what time zone you're in.
That's another conversation for another time.
Oh, I mean,
so it's really, it has really put the cat among the pigeons, as they say, isn't it?
Yeah, it has. It's kind of hard to process all of that when it's so in the morning. I'm quite tired. I'm quite confused. I've watched a bad race and it's now all become very exciting, which is then all a bit hard to kind of.
Yeah, well, like I say, I don't sort of stay on afterwards and watch the end of the racing. I kind of moved away from it, and that was that. So it was just a friend that told me that through a very poorly worded message that there was something going on, and I obviously then started looking into it. And yeah, I thought, well, you are not going to know this because you're watching the race delayed, and I'm not really sure what's going to happen. And like I say, it's just literally dropped as we speak. So
the only thing I can think how that's happened for McLaren is last year they were pretty uncompetitive here. They struggled to 6th and 7th from memory. I think they've gone aggressive on the setup, and they've basically been too aggressive just to try and make up the gap that they knew that they were going to have. They've tried to make sure they get the performance out of the car, and they've just taken it too far, which pushing at the end of the season, I suppose, is easy to do, but it's a silly mistake to make from the team.
Which is when when technically they were cruising, weren't they? I mean, there's no.
Yeah.
It's not like they're trying to eke out every 10th, like Max might be, trying to get back in the fight, or even if Oscar had have got disqualified, trying to catch up. You know, we're just trying to get that bit more and try and get him ahead of Lando. But with Lando's car, you've just got to play it a little bit. I mean, he was on pole. Play it a little bit more cautious. Don't put yourself in a position where this could happen. It just seems, you know, I don't know. It just, I mean, they haven't overfueled him, obviously, because he was having fuel issues towards the end. So you can't say it's the weight of the car, can you? I mean, the car's pretty much as light as it could have been, you know, and nearly ran out of fuel at the end. So it's definitely a setup error. And it's
it is completely
a costly one, isn't it?
Yeah, they've set the car up too low to try and mitigate what they expected to be a bad track for them. But now you've
bad track now.
You've now made a complete
gone
hash
from
of it.
2nd and 4th, was it? Because Anthony got the penalty, didn't he? So 2nd and 4th to nothing. Right, it's a really bad track.
And means Kimi gets the podium. No, Leclerc gets on the podium.
No, Kimi. He only dropped one, didn't he? His 5-second penalty kept him ahead of Leclerc, so it's a double podium for Mercedes. So it's Kimi stayed ahead of Leclerc. He was 6 seconds clear of him by the end. 6.5.
Wow, that was a drop off from Charles. I missed that because I wasn't really paying attention. It got very dull, and I was watching Lando run out of fuel.
2 laps to go. Or the fastest sectors of the race, 2 laps to go. So yeah, he stayed clear of Leclerc, and he dropped behind Piastri with his 5-second penalty.
So what you're actually saying is, not only have McLaren messed up, Max Verstappen ruined my prediction. This time last week, I sat here and said Might not. No, it wasn't. Not in this podcast. We didn't do last week because something happened. I predicted at the start of the week Russell would win, Kimi would be second, and Max was third. And bearing in mind, Kimi started 18th, 17th, somewhere down yonder, and he got back to third. Max got in the way of me getting it right for the first time.
He tends to do that, doesn't he?
Yes.
Yep.
Russell had steering problems, apparently. Steering wheel didn't work.
There's a lot of swearing from him. It just doesn't sound right when Russell swears. He's like the least sweary person in the world.
Far too posh to swear as a man.
Yeah, but look, it's made some excitement into what was quite a drab race, really.
It was an awful race.
It is an awful race. It's an awful track. These new street circuits don't do a lot for me at all. I struggle to like many of them. I think Baku's not a bad race, but the more modern, newer street circuits don't do anything for me at all. I think they're crap.
And the likes of Miami will be on the calendar until you're, let me get this right, nearly 60 years old.
Wow. That's exciting. I mean, I'd go to the Miami race just for the fact of where it is and the location. Hence why I picked my NFL team. But it's not for the racing. You know, when I look at the old school tracks like Silverstone, they still give you the best races by far. So, yeah, it does nothing for me.
No, it doesn't for me at all. But there we are. So that was a interesting 20 minutes of my life. I'm still a little bit all over the place. And yes, Max Verstappen is now officially, an hour ago in my world, he was out of the World Championship and he's now back in it. So, congratulations, Max. You've had a great day. And, I mean, if he wins this, I'm going to go into hibernation. I can't talk to Formula One to anyone around me.
I mean, if McLaren let this slip, it's got to be one of the biggest fumbles going, hasn't it?
Yes.
You know, 2 drivers at the top of the championship the entire season. It's been a matter of chance between the two. And if Max Verstappen wins this, it's, you know, we're talking like, you know, Newcastle dropping to Man United all them years ago. We're talking a total fumble here, aren't we? This is, you know, they might as well, it's just unacceptable for this not to finish in the hands of McLaren.
Yeah, it's just, but it's kind of, the signs are there that it won't.
Well,
but we shall see.
Yeah, it's definitely going to end in a unique way. So moving on to another sport, football. So we've missed quite a lot. When I say we missed quite a lot, that's wrong. We've missed some football, most of it shit.
Yes.
A quick shout out to Scotland. I thought they made hard work of the game, but did they score 4 of the greatest goals ever scored in one game? I mean,
well, McTominay's is fantastic.
I mean, McTominay's is up there with Ronaldo's. When you think of the scale of it as well, this is not just an international friendly. This is do or die. Not been to a World Cup for 24 years, is it? 26 years, something, Scotland, I think they said. 90, was it World Cup 90? Is it more?
98, shit. 27 years.
So, yeah, so they've not been to World Cup for most of my life, and he can pull that out of the bag. I mean, if Ronaldo scores that goal or Mbappe or someone, that's front page news for the next week, isn't it? I mean, that's an unbelievable overhead kick. But yeah, I think, I mean, one from the halfway line of his own half, a left foot from Tierney, which is unbelievable considering the context of the goal. And yeah, possibly 4 of the greatest goals ever scored by an international team in one game. I think it was unbelievable.
As much as the other 2 look more spectacular, Tierney's is the best goal, in my opinion.
I picked McTominay's just for what it was. To do something like that is crazy. And for McTominay to score as well. But I think Kieran Tierney's is there as well because, like I said, the context of it to get what is eventually the winning goal, really, isn't it? And how he scores it is, unbelievable. But it was, got some friends over here who are Scottish, so I tried to keep an eye on it the next day, and it was quite a finish.
But also, congratulations to Curacao and Haiti because they're in the World Cup, and that'll go well for everybody.
Yeah, well, so the qualifying is now over. There's the most random teams in the world going to the World Cup, which is just a total joke. We're like the Champions League now, aren't we? Where we've got teams where you have to Google them to see where they are in Europe because you've never heard of them playing in the Champions League, the biggest tournament in club football, and we've got clubs that me and you have watched football now for combined 70 plus years, don't even know where they exist, what country they're from, and that's just ridiculous to me. So England, it's all over. We've qualified. We've not conceded a goal. We've won every game. In typical, I don't know if it's in typical English style, but a friend of mine put a post on Facebook the other day saying that it was that England look unreal. And I had to question it because, again, who have we played? And yeah, okay, we haven't conceded a goal and we won every game. I'm not sure that I could accept any other outcome. All right, not conceding a goal is a feat. I've got to give them the dues. We haven't played anyone of any quality. The argument went on to sort of say that we had who was it we played? We beat Serbia away, but Serbia also lost to Albania. So that kind of put me,
that argument.
Really put where Serbia are in world football to me, that if they can lose to Albania, once again, I don't really know where Albania is. I don't think that they're going to be classed as a world power. I'm gonna come on to another point about England in a minute, which kind of contradicts what I'm about to say. But are we not overhyping England again? Are we not all just taking it a little bit too far, or am I just being downbeat on a great performance?
No, me and you are old enough and ugly enough and apparently wise enough to have been here on multiple occasions, having multiple golden generations, going into multiple tournaments where we are going to be amazing. We're the best in the world. We're the best on paper. We can't fail. We will, because we do. We've got a group of...
It's not even that. For me, it's the fact that people are so naive to think that we've beaten Serbia, Albania, and all these, and that means anything.
Yeah.
We've proven time and time again, and not just England, other teams do it as well, that these games don't mean anything when it comes down to the nitty-gritty of winning a World Cup last 16, quarter-final, semi-final. The fact that you beat Albania 5-0 in July means absolutely nothing. It just doesn't represent competitive football. It's akin to United beating Wrexham 4-0 in a pre-season friendly and then saying that we're championship challengers based on the fact that we can beat a club side 2 leagues below us. England are beating teams that aren't even in there or shouldn't be in there within realms of beating us. And why are we taking that as a way to say that we're world beaters?
Bearing in mind we lost 3-1 to Senegal in June. Let's not forget that.
Yeah. People forget that though, won't they? But it's I don't know. I just feel like everyone, and listen, when the time comes and the World Cup starts, I'll be there. We'll have, it's coming home on. Everyone will have the England shirt on. And we all are going to believe that we can go and do it. I'm not saying that. Yeah, we'll get behind England and we'll always do what we always do. But the naivety of England fans to think that this gives us anything more than what we had 4 years ago or 2 years ago or 6 years ago, it kind of concerns me as to what they're watching, because we haven't played anybody of any quality and beaten anyone of any quality. So how can you reference what we've done against anything? Is somebody telling me now that them performances there tell you that we can beat Brazil or Argentina in the semi-final of a World Cup? Because they don't tell me that. They don't tell me that at all. They tell me that we're good at beating clubs teams that we should beat, which is fine. If that's what you're going to beat us in front of you. You can't do anything other than what we've done. And I'm not knocking what's happened. We've qualified, fantastic. We've not conceded a goal, absolutely amazing. We've blooded some decent young players, 1 or 2 really good players. We've done all we can do in that sense, but let's not get too carried away with we're now unbelievable. And had we qualified beating 4 or 5 of the best teams in Europe, which you should be doing because that's how the qualifying should work, then fine. But we haven't. We've beaten nobody. And, the only argument is we've beaten Serbia, who lost to Albania.
I think the positives out of it, if we look at it from another angle, we haven't conceded a goal, fine. We've done something that historically we've struggled to do. We've managed to beat teams that sit in a low block with 10 men behind the ball that don't want to come and play football against us. Historically, they'd have been, like your Serbia away, Albania away, they'd have been 0-0. We'd have never scored. We'd have never looked like scoring. We'd have had 743 passes along his back line, and we'd have come home and gone, well, that was all just turgid. At least this time, yes, the 2 performances recently weren't good. in comparison. But we got the job done. That's one of the only positives I can, when you compare England's previous campaigns for qualifying, where we would struggle to beat these teams because they just sit in a low block and we don't know what to do. At least we've got the job done.
Yeah,
but does that then tell me I can go and beat Germany, Brazil, France? No, because they'll play a totally different style of football.
Fantastic that we've done it, and all credit needs to go to the people involved, and we've done everything we can do in the games we've played. That's, hats off to them. You can't. I'm not knocking anything that they've achieved. I'm not putting England down at all, but I'm also not putting them on a pedestal that says we're now currently world beaters because we've won our group without conceding a goal and beaten 3 or 4 teams that are rungs and rungs and rungs below us. That doesn't tell me anything. So we just all need to just calm down a little bit, I think, and just if we can qualify out of our World Cup group with the same sort of fury, let's win the 3 games without conceding a goal and win them all 2-3, 4-0. Then okay, then let's start to think about this, because now we're in a tournament and we're playing the same mentality. But if we stumble through on 4 points, then where are we then? We're back to square one again, aren't we? So I just think everyone's just seems to get a bit carried away because of what we've achieved, and I don't think we've actually achieved as much as people think we have.
No, we haven't. We've achieved exactly what we should have done. We've won every game.
Yeah.
In that group, that's what you should do.
That's what we've done.
Yeah. It's like when we had this discussion before Tuchel got the job and Scott Parsley had a few games. We said the bare minimum he can do is win every game, and he didn't.
Yeah.
So it was
Which is, and I've said to Tuchel, he's got to win every game here. That's a given. He's done that. Fantastic. Well done. But you can't get extra points for that. There's no lauding him because he won every game. That's a minimum requirement of the team he's got against the team he's playing to win those 4, 5, 6, whatever games we've played. Anything else would have been a total disaster. So I think we've just got to temper it a little bit that we're some world beaters because we've beaten some teams that are, like I say, minnows in the world of football.
Yeah, we need to just calm down. And England do better when we go into a tournament expecting less. If we look back at 2018, nobody went into that tournament with any hype, with any expectation, with any thought that we'd even get out of the group because we were that bad. And it went well. So let's all just calm down a bit.
We have a media, though, don't we? We have a media that'll try and tear us down at some point, won't they? There will be some scandal that they can find before the World Cup that tries to put us in a place where they just try and ruin it. In every other country, they build the team up and try and protect them. In England, there'll be some stupid news story comes out that tries to ruin somebody's life just before the World Cup, because that's how they sell the newspapers. But that's the way it goes, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely it will. But then if we move on to the Premier League, my analysis of this weekend's Premier League, I've seen none of it. Here we go.
Well, you've probably seen more than Liverpool have seen because they keep getting battered by everybody. So they've been absolutely annihilated by Forest, 3-0, at the home stadium. So the only saving grace for Liverpool was they were good at home. Well, they're not very good at home either. So they've got pummeled by Forest. They had some decent chances themselves. Didn't look like they were going to... I mean, they were just shooting from distance. Everything was a 25, 30, 35-yard shot. Szoboszlai had about 15 of them. Never going to score. And Forest had 1 disallowed as well. So Forest actually scored 4. But Liverpool, I mean, Slot did exactly what I thought he should have done last season. Slot did last season what David Moyes should have done 12 years ago. He took the job. He didn't change anything. He didn't bring in any players. He just rode the wave that Klopp had left him.
Yeah,
and that's the best thing. That's the best thing Slot's done since he got there. Was literally take Klopp's team and tell them to play the same way, play the way they've been playing, and continue the momentum that he was given. He's now got his hands on the team this summer, and he's making a bit of a bollocks of it, if I'm honest. Now, as always, people are out there saying it's he needs to go, and this is all starting to rumble now. I mean, Amorim was sacked 5 weeks ago. Now he's been lauded as the Christ Saviour of United, and Slot's going to get it all. That's just madness to start with, but he's just tinkered with things too much. We said he didn't need Isak. That was a massive mistake buying him, not because of the player, but he's upset the apple cart up front with Ekatike and the other lads around. Isak's rubbish since he's gone to Liverpool. He just hasn't settled yet, has he, at all? He's just had a shocker. And the players they did need, which was centre half and centre midfield, they haven't bought. And you think that 120, 130, 140 million would have been better spent, as we said, doing something else with it. And it just looks so poor at the moment. It's unbelievable. And I don't think enough gets said about how bad Verts and Isak have been in their first 11 games of the season. Because they've spent 250 million on 2 players.
Give or take, yeah.
I haven't seen either of them do anything yet. And there's other clubs in the Premier League that if they spent that sort of money, the furor would have been unbelievable on them for what they'd spent and how bad they've been. I mean, I struggle to find a player in the world that makes Anthony look like good value, but Verts seems to have managed it because I haven't seen him do anything with a football of any value. I mean, Anthony was rubbish, don't get me wrong, but I think on his first season he did get sort of half a dozen goals and assists. I don't even think Verts has completed half a dozen passes. He's just had and don't get me wrong, I know he's a good player. I'm not, saying they haven't bought a dud in that sense, but he's just, they're not getting the best out of him, are they? He's just looks so far off it, unbelievable. And then for Isak to be the same, I mean, I don't think he had a shot yesterday of any. In fact, I don't think he had a shot at all. I didn't seem to have a touch of any note. So 250 million there to literally make your team worse is, quite a shocker.
And the other thing that's quite interesting, maybe 5-6 weeks ago, you made a prediction and it appears to be coming true.
Well, that's two in my life.
You said that if we carry on the way we're going and Amorim doesn't lose a game, all of a sudden he'll be fine and the pressure will be on Slot. And here we are, less than, say, 2 months later, and everywhere I look says Slot will be sacked and Amorim is fine. So there you go.
Well done. It's ridiculous. Look. All joking aside, I hate Liverpool, but you don't. If you're sacking Slot, then you deserve to get relegated because it's just ridiculous, isn't it? I mean, he's been there a year and a half. They've won a league 4 months ago. There was always going to be a problem when they changed manager. Their problem just came a year later than it would for most other clubs because they had sense within the club to continue things as it was. But if people are talking about sacking Slot, it's just stupidity again. And as much as I want Liverpool to suffer, and I do, you can't be talking about sacking managers. It's just, I hate it. It's just a fucking joke, isn't it? Every time. It's the first thing they do. I mean, is it Slot's fault that they bought Isak and Verts? Did he have the final say? I'm guessing there was a team of people there. Are they all going to get the sack as well? No, because they haven't done a great job, have they? They bought people they don't need in places they don't need. They haven't strengthened in places they do need. Konate looks like, he looks like somebody from WWF. He looks like a wrestler, not a footballer. He's fucking useless. Whoever thought that he'd be good enough to play alongside Van Dijk is, And they've got no one in midfield. They've got some very nice footballers in midfield. McAllister's great with the ball at his feet. So Boslai's great with the ball at his feet. Nobody can make a tackle and win a ball back and mark a man that runs from midfield. They just all stand there and let him go. That's not all Slot's fault because he's got nobody to play. So they needed to do something different. And they've obviously gone a little bit more attacking with the way they set up, but they've got nobody in that sort of midfield, middle four that's of any quality other than Van Dijk. I mean, Alisson came back yesterday and didn't get near nothing. They just smashed balls past him left, right and centre.
I feel like they probably should have listened to us in about August. Said they don't need a striker. Your central midfielding, your central defence looks weak.
We did try and help them. I was trying to help Liverpool, which is totally goes against what I do, but I did try and help them and they didn't listen, so it's tough shit. I told West Ham not to sack David Moyes, they did, and look at them, they're shit. I told Liverpool not to buy Isak, they did, and now they're shit. People just don't listen. People keep sacking Wolves, they're shit, they just keep changing man. I mean, they've got another new manager and they still lose. I mean, when was the last time they won a game? They've had more managers and it's like a McDonald's. It's freaking ridiculous. They just go through managers and keep losing and keep sacking the manager. And they got battered again yesterday. I'm like, is it going to sack him now?
I haven't seen anything at all.
2-0 to Palace, and Palace didn't look great, and Palace just cut through them at will. It was just Fucking
So
Wolves are
haven't
rubbish.
they've not even managed the new manager bounce.
Well, they don't, do they? Wolves don't win football games, and they just keep blaming the guy sat in the hot seat. There's 11 people running on a pitch who haven't got a fucking clue what they're doing. It's manager's fault. I mean, half of them aren't even footballers, I'm pretty certain. They must be buying them off AI again, like Sheffield United do. Because they just look at him and think, if he's a footballer, I'm a priest, because this is just unbelievable. It's just
the only thing I
level of
have
crap.
seen from the Premier League is a goal. This has very, very much confused me. So Newcastle beat Manchester City.
I was coming to that one. Man City lost as well.
The winning goal.
Hmm.
I'm pretty certain from the image I've just sent you and the image I've seen, that is offside.
Offside. Yep. Well, I don't know how many times I've said this, that when you look at VAR, you only need to look at it once. You don't need to look at it 19 times. VAR came on, offside. First thing I said, fuck is offside. And they gave the goal. And then they drew a line on a guy, like a mannequin. And I just don't know what the line's showing me, other than his offside. It's like a line from his armpit area. Well, maybe like his badge.
The one that I've seen they've drawn the line from is his elbow.
Well, but if you look at the live shot, he's not fucking there.
No,
it's all right drawing a line on a man, but that guy's not in that position when the fucking still comes up on the screen. He's fucking 2 yards further the other way. That foot is offside. I don't need nobody to draw no fucking lines, unless the lines on the pitch are not straight, which would be quite disconcerting, because that's how we play football. He's offside. I can tell you now.
Because by my reckoning, you can't play the football with your elbow, as we know.
No.
So his hip is basically in line with his shoulder because he's of the way he's stood.
Because he's a man, and that's how it work.
And Bruno's foot is nearly touching the 6-yard line.
Yes, it is.
No part of that defender is anywhere near the 6-yard line.
The 6-yard line. And I don't need a blue line to tell me that. I can see that.
Literally, I saw it, and from the first time we got a replay of that angle, I went, well, that's offside, that won't count.
Offside. Exactly what I did.
Then 7 minutes later, they said it was a goal.
I want City to lose. I want City to lose every week. But I also don't need this drama of this bullshit decisions where we're drawing lines on mannequins of men that aren't even on the pitch. It's just madness.
Do you know the other bit that confused me?
I thought, well, that's not legitimate. That's not a screenshot. What I've just watched. That guy's not there. He's over there.
But do you know the other problem that I got with it? The mannequin that they drew is jumping. The real player didn't jump.
That's what I'm saying. It's like they've picked him up and moved him across, but forgot to put him back on deck. It's just...
I mean, for anybody watching visually, that man is jumping. That man
isn't.
He's not jumping. It wasn't a thing. It never was.
It's offside. It's clearly fucking offside. It's just the clearest thing in the world that is offside. I don't need lines. I don't need fake grey men with fake things on. They just don't need it.
Yeah, I did the same as you. I saw it once and went, that's offside. That's not a goal.
Yeah.
It was just obvious. To me, it wasn't even close. It wasn't one of them
and
that even looked tight.
I watched the extended highlights. And why on the extended highlights do we have to watch 15 minutes of VAR? Can we not just skip past it? It's like watching safety car on Formula One highlights, isn't it? It's like, we know it's a safety car, we're following him. Can we get to the end of it? It's like, can we just go to the decision, goal or not goal? We're like watching everyone discussing the VAR, and I'm like, these are fucking highlights. Is this all I've got to watch? 2 referees talking to each other. Oh my God, it's just, yeah. I don't get it. It baffles me week in, week out, how we can be so shit at it. I mean, NFL, they can mark a ball, whether it's 2 inch that way or 2 inch this way, and they can come to a decision, and no one seems to question it. We just get on with it. It's a decision made, and we just play. Yeah, in football, we can't figure out whether a man's on or offside from 55,000 angles, drawing blue lines and red lines. We've got lines on a pitch, and we just get to the same shitty decision every week, don't we? Well, it's wrong. Wrong again.
Well, yeah, because they've this semi-automated was meant to be a thing, but it's like somebody's drawn that as a cartoon. And
so where is the semi-automated? Because the semi-automated thing is like a cloudy line, isn't it, that comes across?
That's what that is.
Makes it quite... But that cloudy bit's not there, is it? There's a blue line drawn from him on what I've seen.
Well, there's a green line on mine, but it's hard to show this. So if you look here, this bit is a lot darker than here, but that could be the grass that's
But the
doing
idea
that.
of the semi-automated for me was that cloudy bit gave you clarity because it like passed through the defender and the striker, giving you like a line, didn't it? That to me is just people drawing stuff. That line down has been put on there by somebody. That
but look where they've
invalidates
drawn
the
it from
opening.
as well.
That's what I mean. It's drawn from his. He's like drawn from his
elbow.
cuff. I'm like,
I don't get it. Just
I don't get it. That's not the area to draw it from. But that line that went across, like when you watch the Champions League, made it so much clearer. Other than the last time I watched the Premier League when they did it, and it still showed the guy to be onside, and I couldn't figure out why he were offside. But at least I could see what was going on. I mean, you know, they do it, and there's like a part of a man sticking through it, and not a part of a man sticking through it. That gives you the decision. There was nothing sticking through either side of it, and I'm like, so he's on then. And it was like, he's off. And I'm like, how can he be? There's no one breaking the line. So they're both parallel. He's on. I was like, well, I don't know now. I'm just totally confused, if I'm honest. Yeah.
What I did find quite amusing in all of that, though, is we took a week off last week because most sport took a week off. It was international break and there was no Formula One. It came back, and within an hour, I was like, oh, VAR's back again, and it's doing this again.
Yeah. I mean, and that's about my only problem with football at the minute. If they could just delete VAR, I quite like watching football. I've always liked watching football, but I just can't deal with it. I mean, again, it just 7 minutes to decide a goal. Is that not just ruin? Even when you talk about getting the right decision, in the spirit of the game, is that really what we want? To sit there for 7 minutes?
Right decision. That's the problem.
While four idiots discuss a line on a pitch. I mean, that's just not sport, is it? It's just.
Well, it's not sport, and nobody will ever convince me that was right. Sorry.
No, that. But that's even worse, isn't it? Because we spend 7 minutes and still get the decision wrong. It's like, I don't understand how we've got to this point now where we review everything by 3 people and still get 3 different answers. I could understand it. Like goal line technology, I've got no problem with goal line technology because to me, other than the odd time it didn't work once, I think it was in the Premier League. It's a definitive answer. It's a definitive answer, and it's cut and dry. It's either in or it's not. Fantastic. I'm all for stuff like that because you do need to know if it's gone over the line, and if it's gone over the line, it's a goal.
Yeah, absolutely.
VAR should do a similar job, definitive answers, but it doesn't. We're getting subjective answers from different people, which is just another opinion of a guy that operates a computer for a living.
Yeah.
It's just, I'm just like ringing IT up and asking them if it's a goal. They don't fucking know, do they? They're just guessing. So let's just remove it. I know they're not going to, but it would be lovely if it disappeared overnight.
VAR, though. This leads me quite nicely onto another subject, which we don't normally talk about. So for anybody who's not interested in this sport, you can go away and go make yourself a cup of tea. The Ashes has started in ye old Australia, where you live.
40 minutes from my house. I didn't even fucking know.
They have VAR, and theirs is crap as well.
I saw bits of it. I mean, I'm not really sure how I describe what it is. Does the guy talk over the tannoy all the time?
So he's talking. I don't know if he's talking over the tannoy, or if he's just talking to the officials and we can hear it on the TV. Don't really know.
It sounds very echoey. That was my problem. It sounded like it was coming out the speakers in the stadium, and I wasn't sure if he knew that this was happening because it didn't seem to be very informative in what he was saying.
Also took him 10 minutes.
I just there's certain things that they use which make I don't know. It just we're just reviewing everything again, aren't we? I mean, wasn't sport just better when the umpire decided whether it was in or out? And we just took it on the chin whether he got it right or got it wrong. I mean, he got a few wrong, didn't he? But it just, can we not just let umpires and referees referee the game and just accept what they decide and just deal with it? But I mean, we need to live in a perfect world where every decision is right, even though they're not.
Even if they did do that, though, England would have lost a lot quicker. I mean, you were potentially planning to go and watch on day 4.
So this took a very bad turn. So on day 1, I've got a friend here who is Australian. I play golf with him. He's quite loud, and he was bombarding me with text messages as England were crumbling through their middle order, telling all the Poms to go home and that we're shit and that we should never have come and blah blah blah. It's for us to then turn around and ball them out for less. So I was, giving it him back the whole day. So the first day was to and fro. He had tickets to go today. The game ended yesterday. So I was like, us being shit has not really played to our advantage because you bought tickets for a cricket game that now you're not going to get to see. So he hasn't gone, I'm guessing, today, unless he's gone to sat in an empty stadium watching the pigeons. But is that the fastest a game's ever finished in the Ashes?
It's got to be up there, yeah, because it's one of the fastest test matches ever. It didn't even last 2 days. I mean, great for the likes of,
has it ever gone that far? I mean, I'm not a massive cricket fan, so I can't give you any stats on cricket other than England tend to lose in Australia.
But for us, it's great because we always sit there and say, how can you play a game for 5 days and call it a draw?
Yeah.
We didn't do that.
I'll be honest, I can watch that kind of cricket. Because there was not much of it boring. I mean, it was either a wicket or a boundary every shot, weren't it? I mean, it was literally... how many wickets fell on first day? 16?
17.
17? I mean, that's the kind of cricket I could get used to watching. If they can get a 5-day test, I mean, this tells you how much faith, right, that the stadium operators or Cricket Australia had in it going 5 days. You could only buy tickets for the first 4. You couldn't buy tickets for Tuesday. They weren't on sale. So that tells you how did you a text? I asked you if it was meant to be a 5-day or was it?
No, it wasn't me, no.
I text somebody and said, is the Ashes not normally a 5-day thing? They're like, yeah, it is a 5-day thing. I'm like, well, I can only buy tickets for 4 days. So they had no faith it going 5 days. They weren't even selling tickets. So that tells you exactly what was going to happen. I mean, I think they'd have probably liked it to go on a couple more for the, the funding of the place. But yes.
Well, because I'm guessing the area of Perth would have got quite a lot of fans and tourism and money brought in. Ticket sales would have been good for the stadium.
40,000 Brits come over for it, I think, have come over. There was people, I saw some Sheffield Wednesday shirts in the crowd, Sheffield United flags, Doncaster. I mean, it's going to be a big event, isn't it? And it's going to draw people in. I'll keep watching it because it's such a big thing and I'm here and, obviously I'm getting ribbed left, right and centre by people. But if that's the way cricket can be played, I'm all for watching a bit of that. That's right up my street. I mean, it'd be better if we could win one. I don't really want a whitewash because I've got to live here, but that's the kind of game I can get on with, where people just go out and start swinging Hail Marys. It was almost like baseball, wasn't it, rather than cricket? They were just swinging for everything.
I mean, I do, I suppose, have a little bit better knowledge of cricket, and I appreciate that England are trying to play this different style that is more attacking. But you've also got to use your brain occasionally. You can't
they
just
definitely
stand
left their brain in the dressing room, didn't
swinging
they?
for the cheap seats at every delivery and hoping that it all just works out. Because yes, some days it will and it'll look amazing, but then the majority of the time, as we've happened England probably only batted for 6 hours and we've lost. We probably didn't manage a full day and we just lost.
No, definitely not. No chance. It was. I mean, I loved it. I can't knock it. I can't knock the sport. I thought it was absolutely fantastic. But it was chaos, wasn't it? Utter chaos. I mean, to have been there on day one must have been, if you're a cricket fan, that must have been one of the best days of cricket you've ever watched. To watch Australia skittle England and then England reply like they did. You can just imagine the Aussies were up, they were loving life, home crowd, and then suddenly England are just smashing through their top order. It must have been brilliant to watch, I must admit. But, to lose in that manner.
That's where then when England come out for the second innings, you need a little bit of restraint and thought and thinking.
Numb the crowd, get to day
3.5 days here. Yeah. Not, just go absolutely mental.
It's like we've employed 11 Freddie Flintoffs that are slightly drunk to play, wasn't it? It was just like, when you can just imagine playing in the field with your mates with a crate of lager and everyone just starts getting a bit leery and smashing balls. Like that's all they were doing. It was just literally, how far can we hit? Who can hit the furthest? Or who can get out the fastest? Yeah, it was pretty mental. Good fun, worth a watch. Like I say, if it plays like that for the next 4 series, I mean, we'll lose 5-0, but it will be interesting to watch.
We always lose 4 or 5 in Australia. It won't be It won't be anything
Yeah,
new.
I've seen some stats that say we get battered quite often, so I'm not holding up much
I
up.
don't think we've won a game out there in 15 years. So
no, I'll
it's
be
not
avoiding
unusual.
playing golf with Nathan for a while this all just
Goes away.
Yes, can't be dealing with that. So the only other sport we quickly cover is a bit of NFL. So you guys didn't play last week, did you? You must have had your bye
Yes,
week.
we did. We won again, but it wasn't particularly good.
The Lions. It was a very, very horrendous game. So Miami, we seem to be finding a way to win. So we beat the Commanders. The Patriots seem to be the best team in NFL right now, which has come out of nowhere. I think they've got the best record.
Going back 10 years, and all of a sudden Tom Brady's back.
Yeah, the Patriots are. I was looking at the AFC and the North and the AFC East, and all the teams that you don't expect to be there are literally like so. Yeah, the Patriots, the Steelers, the Colts, the Broncos are all sort of leading divisions, and it was all a bit. Yeah, I mean the Chiefs are in serious trouble of not making the postseason here. I mean they play a massive game this weekend, and I knew who it was. Oh, they've got the Cowboys this weekend.
No, they play the Colts.
Sorry, the Colts this weekend. It's the Cowboys next. Yep. So they've got the Colts, who I said are irrelevant, but seem to still be winning. So if they lose that,
irrelevant with their 8-2 record, yes.
That's what I'm saying. 8-2 Colts beat the Chiefs. The Chiefs are then 5-6, I think.
Yeah.
And struggling to make the playoffs. I mean, the team that's been to the Super Bowl last 3 seasons won't even make postseason. It's potential.
I'm guessing the Dolphins don't play this weekend.
No, we've got a bye week, which is probably good because we won last week, so we don't want to lose. We don't want to win it by losing this week.
The Broncos don't play either, I don't think.
The Bills and the Buccaneers, that was the game of the weekend. That was
yes, it was last week.
That was some game. It was just a slugfest, wasn't it? That was the game to watch. Yeah, I mean, I watched the Broncos and Chiefs was all right. You guys were quite boring, but you won, so that doesn't really matter. Yeah, it's so this weekend, Chiefs Colts.
That's probably the biggest game of the weekend. Let's be honest.
You've got the Cowboys. You've got the Cowboys, isn't it? And the Rams and the Buccaneers. They're doing quite well, both of them. Yeah, it's we're getting so close to the end now, aren't we? What we got 6 weeks left. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 8, 7 games to go.
Worst game of the weekend. Here we go. Atlanta Falcons versus the New Orleans Saints. 3-7 plays 2-8. To call it a draw.
I've been watching,
everybody stay
at
home.
I've been watching a documentary on Netflix. It's called Quarterback. Yes, and the Atlanta Falcons quarterback is on there. He's on the first season. He's for the Vikings, and then he moves to Atlanta Falcons, and he's still on it. And there's all this talk about how good they're going to be with the quarterback coming in, and yeah, they're just getting battered left, right, and center. And he actually gets taken out of the squad 3 games before the end of last season, and the new guy comes in. And he's got injured at the start of this season, so they're back to him being their quarterback this season, and they're just getting pummeled left, right, and centre again. I'm like, I find it weird in NFL how the quarterback is the most important position, yet no one's ever got a good reserve one. They're all shit. It's like, I know they don't play a lot, but based on how important it is, you would think that it would be a good idea to have a decent one in backup. I don't know. Maybe that's just...
But then to have a decent one in backup, that's a lot of money that might potentially never get used.
Oh, yeah. But basically what you're saying is if your quarterback gets injured, i.e. Miami's last season, your season's over.
Yeah, true.
You don't. You basically, unless you unearth a gem in the draft that you got, you've basically got one man, and if they can injure him, which is what they all try and do. I mean, some of the hits they take is fucking criminal, to be fair. Yeah, your season's over. And it just seems a bit very, it's like having... I suppose it's like having one goalkeeper and the rest of them being shit, but I suppose that does happen, doesn't it? So it just seems a very...
It's not an issue in football. Everybody has about 4 these days, so that'll never happen.
Yeah, I don't know. It just like Chelsea. It just seemed a very odd setup that everyone who loses their quarterback, then the season's over, and it's like they're literally playing for next season. Yeah, and this season's only halfway through. Very odd. I don't know. There's got to be a better way of them doing that. You would have thought.
I don't even think Miami are playing for next season. I think you're aiming for the new decade at this point.
We're a bit like Perth Glory. We're having a bit of a slump, but we're going to come back stronger. sometime in the future. We just don't know when that is.
I mean,
there's no early game tonight. There's no
did
European
Perth
game.
name their team with just total irony? Was it just like a comedy joke?
Well, I'll have you know, we just won today, 2-1. First time we won this season, though. So, yeah.
I mean, Perth Glory.
So,
I mean,
Lando won. They didn't win. They got disqualified. So, Perth Glory won. United haven't played. So, I'm
Dolphins
1 for
haven't played.
3 so far. Miami aren't playing. So, I'm 1 for 4 for the weekend. It's not boding well for United tomorrow, is it?
No.
The strange thing for me is I don't get to watch Man United while Tuesday morning. I mean, the weekend's over.
Basically, next week's games.
We're basically on the next week of fixtures before I get to watch the United game. We're at 4 a.m. Tuesday morning. I'm like, yeah, I won't be getting up for that. I'll see you at 9. So, yeah, it kind of almost feels like the football weekend is about to be over. And I'm still 2 days away from watching United. It's all a little bit. I don't know why we're playing. Oh, yeah, 'cause it's Monday Night Football, isn't it? That makes sense.
Let's not get into this discussion again. We'll all end up very confused and we'll be here until
I have to
Tuesday
text you on a
morning.
weekly basis to ask you when things are happening because it makes no sense to me whatsoever. Oh, well.
But I think for this week, once again, we have just about covered everything in the sporting world. I'm now going to try and figure out what's going on in my life. That McLaren have been disqualified, Max won, and I might have to do another title decider at Abu Dhabi, which brings back horrible memories that I don't need in my brain.
Yes, that definitely
We
does.
will pick all this up again probably next week, if not the week after. It won't be the week after you're flying, so definitely next week. After then, the schedule might be more sporadic because we're both going to be in the same country, and that'll just be confusing for everybody. But we'll do our best to keep the content coming right up to Christmas and you returning back to the land down under. So for this week, thank you very much for watching and listening and putting up with us. If you do enjoy it, please follow us on all social media platforms. And until we speak to you again, have a great week. And that's it.